After my wife passed, I became a single dad to young twins. My parents wouldn't help, but my in-laws took us in. Years later, I sold my horse ranch for $00 million. When my parents turned up, I unveiled the gift for my in-laws, and their faces locked in shock. Can you imagine looking into the eyes of your own parents, begging for help after losing everything, only to be met with a cold stare and a dismissive wave? That's what happened to me when my beloved wife passed away, leaving me with two tiny babies and a shattered heart. But what they didn't know was that their betrayal ignited a fire in me, a fire that would fuel the biggest comeback of my life. My name is Barrett Winslow, and I'm 33 years old. I live in the peaceful, rolling fields of rural Kentucky, where the only sounds are the wind through the tall grass and the distant neigh of horses at dawn. I'm just a farmer, really, working at a horse ranch owned by a kind old man named Harvey. My job is to care for purebred horses, and I pour my heart into it. My life used to be simple, bursting with joy alongside my gentle wife, Courtney, and our adorable twins, Noah and Nora. Our little home, though not grand or wealthy, was always full of laughter and warmth. But then, like a sudden, brutal storm sweeping across those fields, my world was torn apart. Courtney, my light, left this world, leaving behind an unbearable ache and two children too young to even grasp their loss. I still remember that day with chilling clarity. The doctor called me into the room, his voice heavy, sinking my stomach. Courtney lay frail on the hospital bed, her eyes still bright with love, but weak. She held my hand, whispering how much she loved me, loved Noah, loved Nora, and that I had to be strong for our babies. I nodded, tears blurring my vision, but inside, I felt something essential shatter. The cruel cancer took her from me just months after diagnosis, so fast, I couldn't even prepare myself. Courtney passed away on a drizzly afternoon, leaving me standing alone by the hospital window, staring at a gray, weeping sky that mirrored the emptiness in my chest. Courtney's funeral was simple, just like her. I chose a small church on the outskirts of town, the same one where we had once held hands and vowed to be together forever. Noah and Nora, only 5 years old, clung tightly to my hands, their innocent eyes not yet fully understanding the depth of our pain. They wore the tiny green woolen outfits Courtney had knitted herself, looking up at me, asking, "Where's Mommy, Daddy? Will she come back?" All I could do was hold them tighter, trying desperately to hide the fresh tears that stung my eyes. In that quiet church, I felt the presence of loved ones, but I also sensed a cold, unbearable distance from others. My in-laws, Leonard and Frances Fletcher, Courtney's parents, were there early that morning. They stood by my side, their shoulders trembling with their own grief. Frances hugged Noah and Nora so tightly, tears streaming down her wrinkled cheeks. Leonard, a man of few words, simply placed his hand on my shoulder, squeezing gently as if to pass on his strength. They didn't need to say much. Their eyes held boundless love for Courtney, for me, and full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.